Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not pony related. Why? Because sometimes you need to be introduced to other stuff, people. You know you need to. It's harsh, but you got to. And today we have a request. A request, Trixie? Really? Of course. You do know we still get those, right? Yeah. The last time I took a request, I got Spiders of Magic. Yeah. But before that, you got a really good music fanfic. True. So what is today? It's a fanfic called Viridescent from Darkfire. It was given to us by author Purpose from our fanfic account. Sweet. Well, one thing you never said, I never said no to a good good old fast request. So without further ado, let's check out this chapter of Viridescent by Darkfire 1 1220. Hit it. Viridescent by Darkfire 1220. Okay, the first part's cool, but what's with the 1220? Chapter 1. Ignite. Izuku Midoriya sighed as he made his way back home, feeling rather depressed despite just meeting his childhood hero. The carrying All Might had been total dumb luck on his part, not to mention the man saved him from a villain. Yet the conversation that arose from that encounter was disheartening to say the least. All Might had told him if he was quirkless, it wasn't possible for him to be a hero. Izuku turned his gaze towards the darkening sky, reflecting on the revelations All Might had given him. He was still shell-shocked that the greatest hero was crippled, not like Izuku himself in a way. He knew full well what it was like to have to deal with a weak body, and Izuku respected All Might even more for continuing to do hero work, despite his disability. But it still stung when All Might told him he couldn't be a hero without a quirk. It closed his frustrated eyes, forcing the frustration he felt down. This was fine. Izuku had planned for this, and whenever it came to pass, he was a smart kid. He made good grades, and even if he couldn't become a hero, it didn't necessarily mean he couldn't be involved with them in some way. He could look to support class of UA if he was admitted, despite his quirkless state. Yeah, that was a possibility. Not to mention Katsuki would be pissed if he didn't make it into UA with him. His lips quirked up into a small smile at the thought of his friend. Katsuki was rough around the edges as well. Okay, he was actually a complete asshole, but they'd known each other since they were 3. He was the only friend Izuku had. The guy was honestly like an angry mother hen. If angry mother hens could make big explosions and scream at everyone for annoying them. Suddenly, an uproar from a nearby street grabbed his attention. He blinked and approached the crowd, trying to figure out what was going on. He spotted several heroes keeping the crowd back, away from a huge fire and this writhing mass that looked similarly similar to. Izuku was staring in horrified disbelief. It was the sludge villain that tried to possess his body earlier, the one All Might had captured. He must have escaped somehow when I was nagging All Might, Izuku realized. Guilt swelled up in him until he felt almost sick. This is my fault. Everyone stay back. That was Kamui Woods, shouting at the crowd. This fellow's taking a hostage. Please back away and remain calm. That must have been why the heroes weren't fighting the villain. Izuku realized he worked his way to the front of the crowd to see better. From what he could see, none of the heroes had a quirk that would work well against this particular villain. Some were doing their best to put out the flames raging in the street. If they couldn't approach the villain himself, he found himself silently praying that All Might was nearby he could do something about this. The villain suddenly turned so Izuku had a clear line of sight of the hostage's face. It was Katsuki. His eyes were wide in terror. Even before he realized what he was doing, Izuku bolted past the heroes and straight towards the villain. What? Hey! Kamui Woods roared after him. Get back here! Are you insane? Izuku ignored him. He had to select villain's attention now. He certainly recognized Izuku from before. The flash of anger and sifty eyes said anything. The villain forced Katsuki's body to move, causing several of the boy's explosions to burst out in Izuku's general direction. They missed him, but the blast destroyed the car and made the fire around him rage further out of control. He hurled his backpack at the villain, smacking the villain in the eye, causing it to recoil briefly in annoyance. Izuku started to scrabble desperately at the sledge imprisoning Katsuki, trying to free him with everything he had. Deku! Katsuki managed to gasp out. Guarding a bewildered fury at his classmate. Beat it! What are you doing here? I came to save you! Izuku screamed. Get lost! Kazuki roared back. You'll get yourself killed! You little brat. The villain snarled, forming a huge fist of sludge to pulverize him with. To make matters worse, the villain had gathered up bits of sharp metal from the nearby debris. If that hit Izuku head on, it would make a mess of his already frail body. Die already! The crowd behind him, All Might lunged forward in his muscle form. He couldn't ignore what Izuku had just said. He was already kicking himself for letting the villain escape. Now this boy, this quirkless boy, managed to take it upon himself to act when no one else, including himself, had done a thing. He felt so ashamed of himself that his deteriorating condition flew to the back of his mind so he could say to the two boys before him. He wasn't going to make it. All Might reached out desperately as the villain's fist came down on Izuku. Izuku stared at the incoming blow with terrifying eyes. But the greater the fear was the desperation, and he felt to save Kazuki. He felt all bubble up inside him as his friend's eyes rolled to the back of his head from his consciousness, pushing him over the edge. Let him go! There was a bright flash of emerald light, momentarily stunning All Might in his rush. When his eyes recovered, they widened stark. Yes! Wild emerald fire blazed around Izuku's body, wrapping around him in a protective shield. It caused 2 locks of his hair on his head to stand up like flowing horns. The flames surrounding him intensified and flared, causing the villain to flinch away from the boy. What? The villain screeched. Why have you done that, you monster? Izuku looked up at him, desperate anger in his eyes. Brought his right hand back, drawing the fire around them and changing it to more emerald flames. With a most foul cry, he thrust his hand forward and sent a torrent of flame at the villain. A surge of green fire split the villain and tore him from Kazuki's body, setting the sludge alight until it was boiling from the heat. He screamed in agony as Kazuki collapsed. Now for you, Mr. Captor, I'm exposed to the fire as well. All Might acted in that instant, carrying a blast of air with a single, overwhelming blow towards the ground. Detroit, smash! The explosive oppressor blew all the flames away, though it knocked Izuku off his feet. He managed to save Kazuki into a lesser extent the sledge villain, being burned to death. All Might blinked to see emerald fire around the boy vanish instantly, and what few flames remained around him fizzled out. His experienced eyes surveyed the aftermath of the boy's unexpected attack. Thankfully, the majority of the blasts appeared concentrated on the villain, and left everything else relatively unscathed, allowing All Might to wonder about Izuku for a moment. He approached the boy and knelt to inspect him, but he was obviously unconscious. Can I ever become a hero, even though I don't have a quirk? I want to be able to save people with a smile on my face, just like you do. All Might's eyes narrowed, perplexed. Just what he said, but those flames were definitely his doing. Was he just lying? It is just a thought, almost as soon as it came to mind. No, he wasn't lying. There's no faking that honest desperation. The kid was an enigma, a curious one at that. All Might found himself legitimately interested in what was going on with the boy. Izuku was quiet on his way back to the apartment, following a quick mental checkup to make sure he was all right, and a brief chewing out for some of the heroes. He was dismissed and allowed to go home. None of that really bothered him, since Katsuki had ended up being all right as well. That was obvious enough when the boy yelled at Izuku for being stupid and jumping into a dangerous situation without a quirk. Or rather, jumping into danger without a quirk he could use. He tilted his head back so he was looking down at the sky with a despondent expression. I did it again. I am here! Izuku jumped out of his skin as All Might came rushing in from out of nowhere, and he ended up standing on the street in front of him. All Might, what are you doing here? I just wanted to. All Might spat up blood as he reverted back to his muscle form from his skinny tube form. He wiped the blood from his chin and looked at Izuku with a raised eyebrow. What's up with the long face? Oh, it's nothing, Izuku said a little too quickly, moving his hands back and forth. I see, the man grunted. He studied Izuku for a moment. There was some quirk back there. The grip Izuku had on his backpack tightened. I guess. You told me earlier you were quirkless. All Might went on, his eyes boring into the nervous child. Why tell me that if you had a quirk? It was a mistake, Izuku replied, looking away from him. I didn't mean to flare up. I don't ever want to use that quirk. It scares people. All Might had a hunch about what was going on here. The more he looked at his kid, the more he felt like he was looking at someone else. Someone he carried back in his prime over a decade ago. Plus, the way his flames looked back there. The way they coiled around his body and formed those fiery horns on his head.
You hate Vipers, kid.
All Might said at last. The way the boy's face grew pale, and his fist clenched was answer enough for the hero. He's not my dad! Izuku answered vehemently, surprising All Might with his intensity. The boy was starting to sweat, and it looked like he was on the verge of having a panic attack. That guy isn't my dad. Yeah, he's my parent, but he's not my dad. I don't even know him. I'm nothing like him.
Breathe.
All Might stepped forward, and interrupted him with a hand on his shoulder. Izuku almost winced away, but All Might's grasp was firm. He kept him instead, the hero's voice lowering in a gentle tone.
I don't think you're like him either.
Izuku choked, his spine going boneless from those words and fell forward. All Might kind of expected that, so he held the boy up and let him cry for a moment. The hero quietly sighed now that his suspicions were confirmed.
His quirk is so similar to Viper's. I actually stopped in my tracks back there.
All Might thought to himself.
And I'm a pro. If any normal person saw that and knew who Viper was, jeez. No wonder the kid said he was quirkless. He probably tells everyone that so they don't freak out. Are you okay?
Izuku sniffed and stepped back, pulling out a handkerchief to wipe his eyes and nose. Yeah, sorry. I got stressed. I haven't used that quirk since I was 7, so I'm a bit overwhelmed. All Might acted more blood in disbelief.
7? How old are you again?
14.
You haven't used your quirk in 7 years?
All Might was stunned. The boy nodded weakly. I accidentally flared up in the 2nd grade. My teacher had an actual heart attack for seeing it. Her husband was a victim. All Might's eyes cleared in understanding.
And you found out about Viper after that?
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to hurt or scare anyone because of that quirk again. So I just never used it again. I thought if I worked hard enough on my own, I could become a hero without a quirk, but I guess I can't. I'm still going to sue for the support class at UA, though. I think you could do that. All Might was silent for a long while he studied the boy's face. Izuku looked tired and scared, but there was a fiery determination in his eyes that reminded him of, well, himself. A boy with no quirk, well, sort of, has the right to become a hero through his own effort, so he could help people. The way he moved to save his friend from the sludge villain had amazed All Might. He hadn't moved from the willpower or main mental drive. He just moved instinctively, without thinking, without hesitating, when even All Might had stopped and hoped that another hero might come by. Well, he'd be damned if he just stepped back, watched this kid jump into the sport class in UA. Not that there was anything wrong with that, but this boy needed to become a hero.
Izuku, All Might said suddenly, you can become a hero.
Izuku froze and stared at him, wide-eyed. What? But you said...
I was mistaken,
he interrupted.
Back there, despite having no quirk to fight with, you jumped in to save your friend when no one else could, myself included. You are more heroic than anyone else in that moment. I say it again, you can become a hero.
The boy looked torn between shock and joy, but you're quickly overwhelmed by uncertainty. But I don't have a quirk I can use.
I have a solution to that, All Might told him, but I offer it to you on one strict condition. I want you to learn how to use your quirk.
Izuku sucked in a sharp breath. No.
Let me finish, damn it.
He patted the boy's shoulder.
I want you to learn to use it for your own good. You flared up today because you don't have any control over it, and it's not something you want to happen in a dire situation. As a hero, you cannot risk losing control of a quirk as powerful as that. Do you understand?
Izuku was quiet, went towards his feet. All Might went on.
I'm not saying this to give you a hard time. I'm saying this because you need to hear it. That power might remind people of Viper, but it's your power. You don't have to use it in public if you don't really want to. But I heard you would learn how, anyways. There are people who fear that fire, and people who are going to need it.
Need it? Who could use a quirk like this? I swear, this fic doesn't have at least one scene of Todoroki and Deku having a flame battle. I'm out here.
Who knows? Perhaps someone who's cold or in need of a light. I certainly can't flare up to the one someone. I'll make a dark room bright with my cloak. Start out with little things like that if you need to. But my point is, I want to see you make that power into something people find comforting.
The boy swallowed hard. But what if it scares people?
It will scare some, the hero said. I will admit that at first. Your cloak will probably bring up some bad memories from older folks. But power is neither good nor bad. That's how it's real that makes it so. If I were a villain, super strength cloaks would probably be feared all over the world.
All Might looked into his secret's eyes steadily.
It's up to you to make your power into something that will seek people out, instead of something they run from. But to do that, you have to stop running for your power first. Which brings me to my main point.
All Might sounded a finger towards Izuku.
I've deemed you worthy of inheriting my power.
Huh?
I'm talking about my cloak. Listen up, and listen close, kiddo.
All Might spread his arms to either side of him in a grand gesture.
My cloak was passed on to me like a sacred torch that is given from battle to the next.
Huh?
You heard me, and I've tagged you as my inheritor.
Wait, what? Izuku yelped, going into a full-fledged stutter mode. He began to mutter furiously to himself as he processed that. It's true your quirk is hotly debated by everyone. No one really knows what it is, but I never heard of such a thing. It's not even among the crazy series I've seen, and I've seen some really crazy series, but there's never been a record of a quirk that can do anything. Since everyone has their own inborn traits to make up their quirk, and it lets them establish themselves, and that's why they're considered unique, so the quirk can be passed on to others, so it'll never happen because...
Holy shit. Hit the brakes there, kid, Motormouth.
Oh my snap, paying Izuku off.
I keep a lot of things to myself, but I don't lie. The power I was granted was the cloak that transfers power. It's called One for All. One person cultivates the power, passes it on to another, who then cultivates further and passes it on yet again.
There's also this jerk called All for One, but we don't want to talk about that yet.
As time goes on and it builds, that strength grows and allows the inheritors to save people. I have been searching for a successor for ages. Ever since I was wounded so badly. You're the first person I thought I'd be okay with passing his power on to.
Izuku was honestly trying to process everything, and he felt beyond air that Aunt Mai might consider him of all people, worthy of such an amazing gift. He still had doubts. But is that okay? I have that quirk.
Doesn't matter to me,
All Might told him gently.
If you just want to rely on One for All to put your own quirk to the side, that's up to you. I still want you to learn to use it for reasons I stated earlier. Or you can use both One for All and your quirk together. Actually, I would have offered this to you even if you were truly quirkless. This has nothing to do with whether or not you have a quirk, kiddo. This is because I can see you becoming a great hero!
The hero laughed as Izuku lifted his head, wiping his eyes again.
Of course, that's up to you. If you train enough, you could become a hero with just your quirk, or you could join support class at UA.
Izuku shook his head. It's always here. Cleared his face of tears, gave All Might the strongest look he could. I'll do it!
All Might grinned. An answer without hesitation! I'm thinking as much. Alright, kid. I hope you're ready for the road ahead, because I won't go easy on you!
Yes, sir! Well, I gotta admit, that certainly surprised me. I frequently said that one of the greatest things that I enjoy about the first two episodes of My Little Pony is that it's a great start for any type of story. Group of friends, teaming up, learns more about each other, gets the elements, boom, end of story. Similarity, I kind of like the beginning of My Hero Academia. Boy, down his luck. It's the odd one out, and suddenly picked by the world's greatest hero to be able to do something that no one else could, and to carry the torch for the legend. I kind of like that type of story, and it's one of the things that drew me to My Hero Academia in the first place. And I do love it when I watch other fans decide to start messing around with that idea. This is one of those examples. I heard that other fanfics in the My Hero Academia community also do little tricks like this, or say that he gets to be Superman or something. So the idea that Deku is is the son of a villain, not only leaves out with an air of mystery, but also gives an interesting spin on the premise. I'll admit, I was a little nervous stepping into that. That I was going to just see a story that was going to be nothing but stasis of canon, but this does look like it's going to try to do something new with the premise. All that said, I really look forward to the next few chapters. That was one down. Fastest more to go. I'll see you all next time.